Hey everyone, Henry from Smoky Hills Outdoor Store here in Park Rapids, and I'm kind of doing a bit of a update or a blog, as you will. I'm sitting here in a ZR21, and it's been a crazy 2020. That's definitely been the case. And what I wanted to do was try and do an update video. And you know what? These things are always difficult because there's a lot of rumors out there and there's a lot of different things, especially when it comes to the ice castle or fish house industry in general. So I'm going to try and go through some stuff that I know. Now, the things that I know come directly from the factory. These things come directly from Brett Drexler, Jeff Drexler, people that work at Ice Castle, my shop crew, my salespeople. So I'm not going to speculate on anything. I just want to give people a straight up update what's going on. And the first thing, probably my favorite thing, is that the ice fishing industry is doing extremely well, and people are getting out and getting into the great sport of ice fishing, especially during these times where COVID shut down a lot of stuff. People are a little bit more worried to travel, a lot of different things going on. So here's what's going on. Yes, ice castles are being delayed. If you have orders, they are being delayed. And we'll get into that in a second, and there's a lot that goes with that. Second thing is lot units. Pretty much every single dealer across the country is sold out of lot units. The main reason for not having lot units on the lot, it's not because we don't want them or because Ice Castle doesn't want to produce them, is because there were so many people that did custom orders. So a lot of customers special ordered a house last year in 2020 for the winter season. And because there was such a huge demand and some supply issues, Ice Castle decided, listen, we're going to build very few units that go on dealers' lots for sale. We're going to try and take care of our customers first by building all these special orders that customers order. So that's why you're not seeing houses out there. That's also why you're seeing a lot of updates on our website on what's available, because there is nothing available. Very, very, very few houses. We've been lucky with some used stuff, but still very few houses for the lot. Most of it goes to customers. So let's talk about that for a little bit. I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to get into some details. Why is it taking Ice Castle so long to build these units? Number one is supply issues. So there has been a lot of product that's especially being used in the camper industry. And anybody that saw the camper industry this last summer completely sold out. Campers were just so hot. Everybody wanted to go camping, just like ice castles. And the campers sold out. And a lot of these camper companies are really large, and they buy a lot of the product that Ice Castle uses in their fish houses. So for instance, things like diamond plate, air conditioners, ovens, siding, the list really goes on. There's a lot of stuff that is just not available. And you couple that with a supply chain break, bringing stuff in from overseas. A lot of these products, usually takes a week or two to clear the ports. All of a sudden, it's taking 2 or 3 months to clear the ports. Or the shipping containers are so expensive because people are willing to pay more to get them here quickly, and that means there's a demand for shipping, and all these different things compound. So Ice Castle did have, like anybody during COVID, there was a little bit of a staffing issue for a short while because people are staying at home because they're sick, and you got to be careful. That seems to be corrected. Supply is the biggest problem right now, is getting the parts to buy these things, and of course the costs as well. Ice Castle's done a really good job by not raising their prices just astronomically. They actually are eating. I was talking to Brett this morning. Yeah, there's some wood surcharges. Yes, there's some steel surcharges, but this is really only a fraction of some of the price increases that they're seeing across the board for almost everything that goes into a fish house. So that's the biggest reason. Now, there's a lot of disappointed customers this year because they ordered their house in a timeline that we expected to get it for them to be able to fish this winter. And the fact is that we always go off what the factory tells us. I mean, we never estimate or we'll never tell a customer a short period of time. We always are on the side of being a little bit more conservative, but there were so many things that changed this year. So when Ice Castle thought, Fish House is going to take about 12 weeks, let's say you ordered in September, that number has changed just because the supply was short and they are building less houses per day than what they did in the past. So that's one of the subjects that I think a lot of people will have some input on. The factory wants to build these houses. They don't have the parts to do it. There was some issues, the factory closed for a while, and then couple that with everybody wanting a fish house. And I think the orders just were so heavy and so many orders that came through in the fall time that it really did create a bottleneck for Ice Castle to do that type of stuff. So where are we at right now? Ice Castle is trying to build everybody's houses to try and get them done this winter that was ordered in a reasonable amount of time. We are seeing delays. Some of our customers are a month behind because we couldn't get product to build the house. One of the most difficult things is a customer asking me, when will my house be done? The truth is, honestly, I don't know. If I get an update from the factory, the factory's trying to gauge it as best as they can, but they're also gauging, hopefully, getting the parts within a week or two. And if those parts don't show up, or only half the order shows up, or a quarter of what they ordered show up, that creates a problem for them. So I want everybody to know it's not that we don't want to update anybody. The fact is that we'd love to update everybody, but I'm also not going to tell somebody something that I don't know is going to be true. If you ask me 20 times if my house is going to be done by this weekend and I don't know, I'm going to say I don't know. Is it fair? Not necessarily, but that is where we are right now. And that's why I want to talk open and frank about this stuff. So that's one of the things. The next thing is going to be, okay, so what does it look like right now? Well, people are still ordering. We're getting tons of orders, and the fact is that Ice Castle's building them as they come in. Some houses are easier to build, or they have parts. For instance, diamond plate. So silver diamond plate was available, black diamond plate wasn't, which means that Ice Castle then probably built some of the houses that had silver diamond plate first. Bigger houses with galvanized frames, slide outs, more complicated builds, maybe a house that needed a custom built frame, those houses are going to take longer because the frame manufacturers are obviously slammed as well because they have to produce all these frames. That's Burcon, GS, Valley, those guys are slammed. I do talk to a lot of the frame manufacturers as well to see where they're at, and those things are definitely also a problem getting frames because it's so busy, and with the steel, a lot of steel issues as well getting steel. So if you're ordering a house right now, let's say January and February, Brett is telling me we're looking at early summer, late spring. That's kind of the timeline that we're looking at right now. Things can change, but we feel pretty confident about that one. The second one is going to be for next fishing season. Next fishing season, I would probably not order any later than June, to be honest, to be safe, because there is such a huge backlog right now of fish houses that we are going to struggle to get stuff to go on the lot. And I'm assuming other dealers as well. It's not just us in this, it's a lot of the dealers. So we're not expecting to have the huge variety of houses on the lot this summer as what we usually do. It's usually when we stock up and there's just a ton of houses out there. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see what happens. And then as for the people that have their orders on order right now, we did not forget about you. We are checking literally every single week, sometimes every couple of days. I'm checking with the factory. We're trying to get parts. We're dealing with a lot of different issues, and it's kind of tough to call a customer and say, you know what, I don't have an update for you, because the factory doesn't know when the parts are going to come in. I think that's one of the big things, and unfortunately, it's been such a strange year. I know there's people are disappointed, but Ice Castle is also the absolute king of building custom houses, and that's what they're known for. And I think a big part of this is the fact that they're building custom houses, because if we ordered 10 houses, 9 of those houses are custom, and probably 4 of those 9 are really custom, where things get complicated, and that definitely does slow it up, versus them just building 10 of the same units. And I think that's part of the reason why Ice Castle is so popular. It's such a great house, is because they have the ability to do this. So I'm going to be posting this video. Feel free to share it. I will absolutely watch this video comments every day, and I'll be honest with every single answer I give you guys. I don't think this is horrible news. It's good news for the industry. It's maybe not as fast or as instant as what we all used to or what we all wanted. The timelines definitely changed from when people originally ordered with it, whether it was from us or a different dealer, and they had to move some of these timelines. But I'll be checking the comments, and if you want to comment, I'd love to answer them. Let's keep it respectful. That's part of the reason I want to make sure everybody knows about this. But if I can answer something for you, I would do it. If you heard a rumor or you're not sure if something's true, ask me. I'm going to try and figure out if it's true, if it's dispelled, because there's so much stuff going out there, and I think the more we all know and play open cards, the better. I mean, that's the way we've been doing business for over 10 years here at Smoky Hills. So I hope everybody is having a good season. We finally had some great ice this year. We're working hard with the factory to get the houses that should still be in here for this winter. Pretty hard every day. We're trying to see what we can do between the frame manufacturers and the parts and all these different things. And if you do get out, have a blast. I know ICOG's coming up. I know the ice has been great. I know the fishing's been great. So there's some good stuff here. And of course, summertime is coming up as well. One of my favorite times to just relax in my fish house, somewhere in a campground. I think we all need a little bit of that this year, to just be able to calm down. It's been such a crazy year in every aspect, whether it's in our store with firearms and ammunition, or fishing rods and jigs or ice castles. It's definitely been a strange year, but I want to just tell everybody thank you very much for the support. It means a lot to this business, family owned, and the employees here. And if you have questions, call us. Super busy, but everybody's important to us. We will get back to you. It might just not be as quickly as we usually want to do that. Okay, everybody, stay safe. I appreciate it. And if I have a lot of questions, I might just do another blog and kind of address as many of them as I can. Otherwise, comment and I'll try and do some. Thanks, guys.